Yeah, this is actually going to be my first flow camp. I've wanted to get involved in flow camp since I knew about it. I am so excited to be doing my first flow camp this year.
Well, for the last 10 years, I've been traveling the world singing and dancing in Vegas style production shows and on cruise ships and national tours. And actually, I worked in Branson, Missouri for a while, and it was while I was in Branson that I started to apprentice for a circus show called Neil Goldberg Cirque, and I instantly fell in love with the aerial arts. And shortly after that, I got back on a cruise ship, and I was lucky enough to meet a Cirque du Soleil trained aerialist who was performing on board, and she offered me private instruction, and we began training together. And right away, from even some of my most early training sessions, I excelled. I had done gymnastics and cheerleading in high school, so it kind of came natural for me. And it wasn't long before I was learning advanced sequences and drops and I was doing things that just weeks before I didn't think I'd be able to do. So I started to put together routines and work on choreography and then shortly after I moved back to Louisville and I started to teach. It was actually my first teaching job was at Louisville American Turners, and I worked with them on their circus and choreographed some routines for them. And then I started to work with other performers around Louisville. I was choreographing routines for them and teaching private lessons. And myself, I was performing at local events and corporate gigs, things of that nature. And so it was kind of natural that I decided to start teaching my own set of group classes. I called it Louisville Aerial Revolution, and we taught a full set of classes every week, as well as private instruction. And it wasn't long before we started to gain a little bit of attention. Actually, one week we were featured live on the morning news. It was pretty cool.
At Flow Camp this year, I'm going to be teaching private lessons, which I kind of feel is the best way for anybody who's really serious about aerial performance to take the next step, to go to the next level. It's definitely something I think I specialize in. The group classes are really great, but you don't get the same individual attention that you would get in a private lesson. I'm going to be offering them at less than half of what I normally do. It is a little extra from your Flow Camp ticket price, but it will be a laser focused hour on you and your needs and learning new secret, whatever you want to learn. Before I start a private lesson, I do a questionnaire and I learn exactly what you want to get from that private lesson. Do you want to learn new sequences? Do you want to learn incredible drops? Do you want to start building a routine? Do you have a specific song? Whatever it is, I cater to you and your needs. Well, this year at Flow Camp, I'm going to be teaching 3 different classes. One is going to be an intermediate, beginner level aerial silk class that's going to focus on the building blocks, putting together a routine, starting to learn those basic sequences that you can kind of mix and match to make a routine. And then the second aerial class I'll be teaching is an advanced aerial class. And it will be focusing on drops and longer sequences and building routines, really putting the pieces together to make your routines. I actually started my professional career as a dancer, and I danced for a few years, and pretty much since then, that's about 9 years ago now, I've been kind of building this workshop. Well, I always thought showgirls were really captivating, They just have that perfect presence, and their feet and their legs and their arms and their hands and everything about them is just so spot on and perfect and sexy and untouchable. And so that was kind of my obsession for a little while. I started to study them, and I had always trained with female teachers, so I kind of naturally had a bit of an in with the technique of female dancing. Secrets of Great Burlesque workshop, which is actually a shortened version of a full weekend-long workshop I do called Burlesque Boot Camp, focusing on choreography, routine building, and of course my signature full body breakdown, which goes over every single inch of your body and proper dance technique, proper showgirl technique, proper burlesque technique on how to use what you've got to the fullest. Plus, we're going to be actually learning a routine to perform on Saturday night's show.
So if you're thinking about taking this workshop, don't forget to bring a pair of comfortable heels, a cute outfit, and a great attitude.